往常的确定是只有直播正式开始。最讨厌那种已经玩很久，然后自言自语很久，结果根本就没有录到，也没有播出上传，很累啊。尤其是这种剧情向的。哦，有好。半月漫步。
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasure. Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mock cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
I'm all.
A map of London and the...
在外面，好像在哪里是城乡间。你不觉得他的手小小的很可爱吗？也可能是视角的差别。而且他这样有吸到烟吗？太厉害了！喝醉的人。倒在胡头乱象，手拿什么爆涮羊？看起来一点都不像当铺。
Mr. Butler's key.
哇哦！
A flare.
他是跳出了，基本上代表这个没什么问题。我真的期待下一代的那个什么优化不要太差，明明就是蛮久以前的游戏，然后也不需要耗太多效能，可是很卡。 而且几乎每一次开游戏都会当掉一次，而且你会听我的主机轰轰轰轰轰，非常的好笑，就是那个羊的另外一个啊。
This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
他就是这个。 当铺的老板嘛。
It looks as though Mr. It looks.
当然，所以才会有真假账本啊，因为毕竟你还是要对你的做商人，你还是要理解你东西，你才能好好掌握。不然每个人白痴弄一个真的账本给人家查干嘛呢？不过现在时代不一样了，不好查，不像那种账本去枕头底下或者是房子里找得到了。 就是可能，有很多电子资料啊之类的。
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer. Crampons.
登山。是没有要用这个的提示吧？可是这弹布怎么那么小间呢？ 那为什么突然开始枪战了？可是他确实有带东西来啊。到底是什么原因开始的枪战呢？还有一个人还没有出来。胖些。有骂那个小孩吗？
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
干嘛一直让我们看你霸凌穷人？就是想要表示穷人很可怜，要被欺凌。
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
要玩躲狗狗吗？逃过来了是吗？
I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street.
哦，我现在是警察贝贝，是不是？哦，好。可是因为这样子而特别仔细也不准啊，因为
I can see you very well.
All right, Constable.
因为谁知道他那个时候在看路有没有像现在一样仔细看？不过既然他这样做，就把它当做是合理的吧。
No, this is...
哦吼，好，我就想那个逃跑的路线为什么会到哪里去？
Here you are.
All right.
他说不定能真的找到一个我们找不到他的地方。不过刚刚确实就没特别看， 所以啦，我说这样子真的能准吗？就是你在还没有那个前提下找人的话，还是他已经知道了，所以他有很仔细，那就先当做他有很仔细找的这个前提啊。
Mr. Holmes.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
然后这样子东西范围变更小。人生装备已经找到了，难不成还要再去一次
？I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
对呀，我说真身装备还有信号枪。
These tools are exactly...
信号枪这里好像没有。至少上次在调查的时候没有看到信号枪这里。
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate
我
the
以为那是
flash
什么
of the
喇叭之
fireworks.
类的，我正想清楚的再确认一下那是什么，结果竟然是它。又来了，又来了。
Look here, lad. You'd better go home and start thinking about what a fine pickle your brother's landed himself in.
Ha! But he'll be free tonight, 'cause he's innocent.
Don't be daft, lad. It's a closed case.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
可能这种东西只能试一次的话会很可怕吧。要是能试的就试就好。还好他没有什么时间很紧迫之类的东西。这边爬不到吧？爬墙不会被发现的地方。这里没办法爬吗？就只能爬那边。所以他已经把犯人当作一个，可是这边爬，这边不好爬呀。他们到底怎么爬？镜子，镜子在这边。爬应该在这边爬会比较好一点。
The moon illuminates this.
真的。
This wall is cut.
原来是光，这有镜子。镜子不就是给他看，以为有个人在那吗？还是
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
很累，累得跟福尔摩斯一样。
Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
This is the back door of the building with the attic floor.
哦，所以那所谓锁上的门还是有点用处的。这样能爬出去。
Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his
哇
haste,
塞，这也太夸张了。
it's a cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. Hello, Toby.
I'm...
Let us take a...
白到感觉不像黑线啊，还是还不够，你够清晰啊。
It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair
哦，所以
and
他可
a
能从
horse
事跟
hair.
马有关的工作啊。
A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
啊，要不然就是
Here you are.
胡须刷有关的工作。
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Where? I don't see anything.
拔
Ouch!
他头发了。
Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is
什么马可以
larger than a
出啊，
horse.
河马、
A hair from a large and exotic animal.
猩猩，可是猩猩干嘛？它跟猩猩有关系吗？猩猩，猴子应该也不是猴子，猴子的毛跟人长。没有。动物的魔法。该不会是那个什么吧？羊。找到更多的证据的意思。还要再去调查什么是吗？
Lock. Locked.
不是吗？还是已经不能进去了？天哪，天哪！
Locked.
可是我真的觉得那个镜子是要给人家觉得，哦，不是那边，你又来了。
Mr. Constable, why did you become a constable?
Why? Because I wanted to serve Her Majesty, that's why.
And what about serving the people like us?
What? Your sort are the plague of London. Be quiet now.
镜子，我真的觉得那个镜子是为了让人家觉得，哎，不对啊，那镜子如果照得到人的话，人也会在这啊。那个镜子干嘛的？反射吗？
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window and escaped through the hatch.
所以他还是爬上去。
These
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
现在还能干什么？是不要主动那个。那刚刚他为什么不让我录？去了一下，然后又有东西可以用，太好啦！居然直接定义为马戏团，就是那也算是一个可能性嘛，就让他当做把东西很快的收拾决定。
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
以前的，算以前，反正就是男女。这种动物的东西呢，然后出一点保护自己。第二天早上很早，超早。哦，终于是早上了。好。
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble.
对，那
Holmes.
孩子有时候。
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
才听到小朋友走路的声音了。
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
大象，哇塞！我前面猜的是河马的。哦，对啊，大象。
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
跟大象骑三轮车真的是很新潮啊。
Duval, I believe.
根本不用看那有在嘲讽小孩子了。
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
他他很厉害，他解锁超厉害
I
的
don't think。so. Clear off.
我可是经常陪他解
You're a
锁。
bit slow to catch on. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh?
要回家换衣服。可是他会提供假发，解锁了吗？不会啊，他说要当个像锁这样的家伙是吧？是吧？当个像锁这样的家伙。但锁匠不能像绅士吗？一定要穿得破破的。可能要穿农民衣之类的。可是。对啊，应该不是，应该是那个土匪够破了吧？因为你看你农民也没解锁啊，而且我觉得锁匠不一定等于农民吧。这个帽子可以吗？还是要这个？不是这个，还是要这个吗？这什么帽子啊？不是这样看起来好像笨蛋哦。不是不能这样讲，我真的这样就骂到喜欢这种造型的人，就是感觉有点特别。不知道这样行不行？不行的话还要再乱整嘛。
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
那你很精明哎，坏蛋不怎么戴眼镜，不是你连我戴眼镜好，那我这眼睛好看。
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
哪里有破帽子啊？我没有看到破帽子啊。另外一顶嘛，可是另外一顶我也看不出破啊。
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
看来华生眼睛不好使。身为一个医生，怎么可以这样子呢？有点可爱，看起来确实有点狡诈。马里欧是你，不过另外一个帽子比较麻样。
What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
趁现在调查会不会被抓走啊？不过现在好像也没有办法调查到什么。你好，我是奈杰特，是奈杰特。
上， Everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
哦，有点奇怪。
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
爬墙的是这个
We'll
吧
be？ here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I
因为
want to
刚
be
刚那个
paid
爬
first.
墙展示图看起来有点像这个，它好像
You'll be
法后也有
paid
点东西，
after
所
we
以这
make
是
the transfer.
可是我记得
As
是
I
圆
said.
头，
Right?
I hope that
然
no
后头
one
上好
saw
像有
you.
个金。
The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight then.
门口的人不会知道你在偷看吗？
That's a picture of from lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people. This print...
要说他也想加入叛乱行动之类的。可是我找不到什么能更深入的地方了。看来也进不去了。它已经自动跳出了，代表这里都调查完了。外面也可以探索的意思，然后就会有人说你怎么会在这？你是谁之类的那种感觉。进来。哦，那是门吗？还是不是？不是，好像不能再深入了。 那些游戏坏掉了，很久以前的游戏会这样，就是什么东西出错了，然后人不见了之类的，然后就真的卡关了那种。可是现在游戏不太会这样。哦，有桶，好，太好，终于找到东西可以吊着。
This would. There is a spot on this barrel that was intended. The crest of the Honorable Artillery. There is a spot. The crest of.
可是它没有自动跳出哎。
There is. Judging by the fractions.
然后我已经掌握到节奏了，已经到了尾声，然后掌握节奏。好了，回去调查这个。没有，对吼，他已经确认这资料了。然后呢，这样去外面会有东西吗？然后刚才讲我已经知道你在干嘛，然后我也要叛乱之类的，是吗？应该出门就会有事情吧？没有事情吗？都已经查明了这么多。
Charles Foley is inside the marquee.
可是还有东西可以查。好啊，反正绕了那么久，结果发现还有东西没查到，也有可能真的还有东西没有查透。托你真查过了。印刷机也查过啦，只有上不去。天哪，真麻烦。对呀。
Judging. There is a spot on it. There is. The back. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the merry men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The merry men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see Sherlock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
坏人是不会跟你多说话的，除非他是笨蛋，所以很好，没有什么话可以多问。后来调一调他说哎呦，戒指是你，看来快结束了，但是现在要 搞清楚他们到底想要干嘛，是吗？快活人。
Are you still tampering with that lock?
好好好，好呢。快人是不跟你啰嗦的啊，好怀念。又有点忘记，怎么解比较好解？它的孔只有一个小孔，好，我们先以这个小孔为主。全部旋转。好，这个孔跟这个孔几乎背多啊，没有差一点。那目前先这样呢。除了这个线好像有连通以外，还有另外一个线。可是这样子真的有连通吗？没关系，我们现在。本身这里是没有线的，这样不行，这样也不行。这样呢？等一下哦。然后全部旋转，基本上是没有问题。这里有点没对到，它没有办法左右换。哎，可以哦，没有，稍微有对到一点点。Hey.
I need to find out.
怎么解开的？然后呢？然后先把这个弄了，是吧？然后先把它确认凶手。可是这两个能合吗？没有，这两个应该才可以，可是他不让你合啊。就这样能合也太夸张了吧？对啊。可是现在你能出去吗？而且你出去要干嘛？可以出去。这两个应该能连啊？为什么是这两个连在一起啦？啊，随便啦。
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you.
How'd you hear about me? Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
不能说门钥匙吧，因为这样他就知道门钥匙。入狱的小偷。
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Gosh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Charles Foley is inside the market.
如果我是华生，我大概会很担心福尔摩斯吧。他随时都做。
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it.
真是个解锁专家。
This lock is.
比刚刚复杂哎，有点麻烦。从最外围的找到小洞洞，麻烦的小洞洞，好，然后第二层，它可以做一个移动的动作。这个不行，因为它没有2条，只有2条 ，OK， 大概就是这样。那这个就不对，这个为什么会一起？哦，因为已经锁上，好吧。可是这样很奇怪，这样子是没有东西做一个哦，这样子可以吗？那2条也不见了，要稍微移过来一点了。可是不行啊，这样就没有东西跟这里做一个联动了。啊，我懂了，这个地方不对。这样，好，因为从小洞比较容易看，所以我要留小洞，然后这样，那这样应该就合理了。对吧？不行，这里还是没有东西。没关系，我们先把这里搞定，因为这边看起来确实是正确的。这边已经搞定了，所以我打算，好了。
I need to find where the safe is hidden, and
这样你会不会是变成小偷啊？警方理解你的立场了。可是现在他已经失踪了10几年，不管落在手上都不太能称之为是小偷吧。这房子那么旧了，还有保险柜，那为什么不干脆直接把保险柜搬出来就好了？除非那保险柜太大了。保险柜通常在卧室吧？这里看起来像是厨房。卧室或者是主厅，还是藏在画家的后面。
this cup, several. It seems that
是
several. So that. 我先去个厕所。要回来啦！一样。好哦，它是这样子。好，那简单，我们先从这里的表征看看，它会是怎么样子，可以让这样可以吗？不行吧？等一下，这个不是结合的，所以必须靠这个去做一个联动。但是它们分别可以转，对吧？好，这真的有点麻烦，因为这个不是结合的，等于是说我没有办法从这里就确定第一个的型。但是如果它的线跟线连，这样倒是可以，就等于是你中间再间隔一个东西。对对对，你看，这个就对了。好，这样可以一起移动了。等一下，有一点没对准。这样呢？好，对准了。我们看这一个，至少上面的我们确定大概是长这样。这个，哇，好快！好快啊！还是先把东西拿 What a
走了。
surprise! I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out.
好啊，那你就找警察过来埋
Let
伏，
us
这样
check
人家
the
不会
thieves'
被当
possible
小偷
escape
对吗？
routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the
还有
front
卧
door.
底，卧底。
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. A solid... A solid...
你可如何让那个门没有办法让他们紧急逃生的意思？而且这地下还有一个绳子绑住了。
This should be...
可能东西还没有拿完呢。
A solid... The door is now blocked.
哦，绳子呢？
This should...
绑住
This
门
door
把。
is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
绳子可以干什么用呢？窗户。
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
窗帘吗？还是雕像？
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. The thieves...
不是，我想说可以去外面对，可能可以去外面对窗户做些事。
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This should...
让他们滑倒是这么滑稽的方式吗？
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape.
在窗户上放珠子。楼梯上放珠子。
One step on these beads, and our thief will go. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be...
所以，意思是说不让他们上去。可是下面的窗户呢？这个窗户怎么办？你的绳子呢？哎呦，他的意思
This
是
works very well.
好，还是他的意思是要模拟一次？好啊，他会滑倒。哎呦，这种模式还蛮有趣的。
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. The door... This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
绑住绳子吗？ 这里也可以逃跑。
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
真是优秀。那你的绳子呢？他跳过去了。绳子可以用在。
This hat. This hat.
需要物品不是绳子吗？反正他的意思是说，就是他可以跳过去。绳子要勾住到什么东西吧？哎，我看一下，福尔摩斯怎么过去呢？跳过去，好可爱。绳子。
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
所以我们还少点什么东西，因为他不让我使用绳子啊，就代表说绳子不是用在这里。可是它是目前，那是弄在这里吗？地毯，他要把它遮住。
I wonder what this old shan. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock. Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. The door is...
被挡住了？没有。有，对，这个用地毯。
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Go, go.
Police! Police!
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers!
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
真的是捡现成的。
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
哎呦，
What a beautiful...
Don't move, you flimflammer.
有 QTE 了吗？还是
What a beautiful... What a beautiful... The trap with the shan...
Holmes, I had no doubt that...
哦，要点才可以。要下结论了吗？这么快？确定？哦，也就只有他了吧。
One of...
但是检查一下自己的
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
自己的做法是一件明确的事情啊，就跟那个什么犯罪者会去确认自己犯罪现场的异曲同工之妙。所以现在要去定论了。如果错了，是可以马上重复啦，但是应该没有什么很有问题的事情吧。亮亮的，然后就不见了。那个镜子到底是干嘛用的？可是另外一个男的呢？可是另外一个男的可能根本就不重要，因为肖像已经完成了，并且没有另外一个男的的位置。反正错了就继续研究啊。
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are
那
pitiful.
应该真的是他。
You Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
最后的故事吗？哦，
Be
炸
careful
弹
with
那
the
个
lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of
Oh,
no
sorry.
importance. What matters is who you are
Oh, 他才
and
是
the
快活
plans
人。
that you have here.
嗯哼。我要去
So
查一下
you
关于
can
是
stop
什
us from
么
carrying them out?
英国什么恐
Eventually,
怖行动
yes.
对女王之类的吗？
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own
他已
our
经讲得
lives,
很熟了，
our
但是
work,
就算即便这
our
是
bread,
事实，他们应该也用
and
这
they
个东
push
西
us
说
to
服不
compete
少
between
人，
each
不管他
other,
的心
just
脑
to
是
see
好
who
还
may
是坏。
serve them better. But in the end, they are the few,
但是这
so
不
they
能同
are
理化
weak.
他们伤害人
They
的
are
行为。如
nothing
果他
without
们
their
有伤害人
titles.
的话，
We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No lives shall be lost, but ownerships, debts, and property titles, they shall all be destroyed. They're only
那个
papers
福尔摩斯的
after
脑
all.
筋很怪，所以
So
他应该
many
不是
people
那么
will
容易
be
被
freed
说服。
over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their
他
people,
这一章啊，
sending them to
反
their
过来
deaths
是要
in
告诉
mines
我们一
or
件
overseas
事
to
情
fight for land?
这一章很容易
Our
是这样。
masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
应该没有 QTE 吧？等一下，这是三小，可是如果我们投资这个，大家就一起爆了，不是吗？然后对吧？好可怕哦！等一下不要，为什么要让我们选这种东西？照理来讲，我是不同意他们的做法啦。可是我很怕，我也会被爆掉啊。会怎么样吗？
When people fight the order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
"福尔摩斯会不会？啊，请你没事，拜托。对啊，你还活着。
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
很有道理啊。
Good night,
为了抓一个
Dr.
他所谓的
Watson.
坏人，然后有很多人去崛起的意思吧。
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly, has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
有新邻居哦。还有继续吗？延续第二代了吧？第二代应该是跟这个有串联的吧？要讲女士了吗？女士跟她的那个干女儿有关系吗？我不知道那是她的干女儿还是亲生女儿，有点忘了。被打的那个女人吗？不是，是，对，是。我这家公司，哎呦，难过。这家公司好像很喜欢福尔摩斯系列，我好像有看过，我不知道是发行商还是游戏公司啦。然后他们有很多福尔摩斯的系列，从很久以前的那种比较简单的模式到现在，啊，好难过哦。虽然有很多案件都是这样，让我觉得很有罪恶感。很多案件好像不符合事实，就是那个大多解开来的，要找时间再去重解嘛。那现在看这个，让我觉得有点毛毛的，也不是说毛毛到会不会觉得有点空虚可怕？这边的做得很好哎，是那个吗？我想说是车站的。啊，他片尾做得好好哦，好喜欢这种感觉。会让我很想把这件解错的解一解，可是那要花很多时间。也就是说，那么多个目前 OK 的是有3个案件。就是那个被打的那个女人的，然后跟那个上个节的那个坏的女人，应该是说虚荣的女人，虚这样写，虚荣的女人。以及最后一个胖街事件。好啦，它其实是半月街，可是变月半街了。没关系，我就先把它称為胖街事件。这3个是确定 OK 的。哦，早知道之前就确认一下我错的东西是对的还是错的。啊，你要讲法吗？可是很多东西都是没有搞定的呢，这样感觉害我觉得好像没有做好，却在邀功的那种感觉，或者是明明他就没有做好，可是却在说自己的功劳的那种感觉。等等，他没有要说话，他只是在耍帅，因为已经破完了，所以开始耍帅了嘛。我们先绕一圈看他怎么样，如果他会继续绕一圈的话，或者是没什么特别的，就开启事件簿，或者是重新弄一下前面的好了，不然这样觉得有点怪怪的，没有把它弄好，然后就去破下一章的感觉。好，他继续转。嗯？什么东西？你看，像黑彼得的命运是错的， 这个也是错的，这个也是错的，这是对的，这是对的，这是对的。这个错的比较可惜一点，因为我自己真的没有，后来也觉得自己没有弄好，可是前面错的让我觉得有点可惜。这是对的，所以其实只有3个要重用。好的，好的，让我们从这里开始。那我拿到的那些纪念品应该还存在吧？又蹦蹦蹦了吗？
Holmes! Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
哦，鞋子很新潮啊。
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded? You...
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. Gentlemen...
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
You're a...
I missed 4.
Given you were blindfold...
Am I the only sane one?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector.
Peter, he invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near... Take...
What?
They...
I should...
No.
很不喜欢重新做事情，但是为了弥补我的空虚，看来这里的纪念品归零啊，信件也是。那是之前的吧？先去换个衣服。
What a mess! What a terrible...
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
These... It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Inspector Lestrade.
I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk. Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear. Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large.
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
戒指之类的吧，2个字不是纽扣就是戒指，可是没有看到啊。之前怎么玩的时候都没有查不到啊。可能刚玩的时候会很仔细吧。眼睛没有鼻子耳朵，没有头发，没有浮掉。爪子？为什么找不到？肩膀、手臂，我记得是脸之类的，可是这个哦。
You have indeed suffered a great loss.
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin.
The door is...
Wait. Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see. These... You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear.
Now, Miss...
Well...
Perhaps... What a terrible way to... The initial...
先把固定的东西先练好，找到对的角度。Yes. Some... Rum, it seems. The weapon... This man is... This would... Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife. J.A. 不用打开吗？这个可以开啊，还是不行？
These are brief. The weapon. Peter Carey. The murder. The tooth.
The 箱子。
This place, an object was taken. Done. Hammer fat. It's a whale. Peter Carey. Old Nab. The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack. These boots don't match the footprints. Someone was here.
I'm not sure. It might be that he hadn't smoked in a very long time. There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you.
We need to...
This.
哦，人物肖像是用观察过后的才有。
Shh. Did you hear that?
那眼睛看起来很高级。
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Mr. Holmes?
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here, waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning. These are the suspect's belongings. And part. A handkerchief. The notebook that we found on Peter Cap. These abbreviations. A handkerchief. A handkerchief.
现在比较懂机制的人，就比较好找出真相。家伙已经在里面了。
Does this...
Yes.
What do...
Oh, no. I beg you.
But I will... The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself?
I don't know.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. What am I doing here? I've done nothing...
Mr. Holmes?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
看来不一样，这个应该是 Mr. Holmes。
Mr. Holmes?
I need to stage a reconstruction. No. Tell me, my friend, what is the...
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that...
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit. One of... Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Oh, 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 I'm full. 这一下就到了。
Well...
To indulge... Stand aside.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order... The harpoon has struck the...
好像在玩金舞台。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a
Well...
All right. But before we go, I suppose...
Very well.
Of course.
嗯，还没有检查完啊。那就再去一趟，顺便去厕所。 因为前面段都
Mr. Holmes
玩过啦，所以就会比较着急一点。
These are the suspects. These are brief.
啊，其实已经查过了吧？应该只是要证据帮我们查得更清楚一点。
To my Dawson.
嗯，好。原来是，我还以为他是要那个把纸条弄完了。至少有什么东西可以调查。对话。搜索档案，新对话在搜索档案。只是先搜索档案就对了。
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So,
the ring is mine.
No.
Oh, but
the jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only... Furthermore, the garment is ill-fit. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Good gracious.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire. That is not the one I... Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story.
最早知道先查再问他。
I have heard this.
Yes.
I am aware that it had a bad ending.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but my father was convinced that he left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was...
Thank you for the story, Mr. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and...
What am I...
80. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for August. Canadian. There are 3 ways of discussing.
要请小朋友找人喽。
Something new. I have.
I think that.
I doubt it, Watson.
And who might?
The.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, those children are everywhere. They see and hear.
How will you?
There is always a watch beneath our window.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly. My archive. I can...
Mr. Holmes, I'm good.
As all.
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurt. Well, yes.
Letter.
Ah, yes. Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
先看这，不是这里，也不是这里，傻我。
These are the suspect's belongings.
应该就是这个大野号的鞋。
Liam Hurt. The stain. A pen.
先回去看看吧，再来问他有没有听见。
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. I need to prepare. First condition. All 7 second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
1、2、3、4、5、6，6个。橘色之后再无色，不是橘色是最后，有6个，可是总共要加7个东西。2、3、4、5、6、7，不对，应该是对啊，总共要有加7个。所以我们先当蓝色是第一个，无色不可能，橘色也不行，所以或者是一个蓝色再一个绿色。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning
可是
again.
不是一定要有7个吗？如果不用7个的话，因为它等于是之后再橘色，橘色之后再无色，可是它上面是1到7啊。
First condition.
一定是要7个。
Second
对啊
condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue
对2个
reagent.
之后才可以再加。
Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent. I need to prepare a chemical.
那中间那2个会是什么？这样子，可是没有橘色啊。1、2、3、4、5、6、7，也就是说这全部都会用到，可是不可能是无色吧？好，那再试一次好不好？橘色之后才无色啊。
No, something isn't right.
对啊，所以不能先加无色啊。蓝、绿、橘。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction.
好，再一次好了，我想应该是这样，蓝、 蓝。绿。橘。无色。橘无色。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
可是他说一定要加7瓶，然后蓝色中间有隔2个颜色才是橘色。蓝蓝橘橘不会吧？之前是。
First condition: all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition: orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition: colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
蓝色之后可以马上加橘色，可是还是有一个橘色哦，而且等于是现在是等于是照下面的条件是少一个颜色的。
No.
对啊，这样就不符合条件啊。他划掉的就是不符合条件啊，所以我们要让这下面2个条件都符合，然后符合最上面的那个7个，也就是这全部的东西都要到。可是橘无色，它不让我用。
No.
橘马上就要加无色，可是橘无色，它也不让我用啊。再加。可是他说中间要隔2个，会不会是橘？好吧，也不可能是橘啊，因为蓝色之后橘色啊，一定要加2个世纪才可以是橘色。不行，这样绿色已经没了，绿色只能用1次啊。这样应该会被划掉，因为不符合第1项规范啊。没划掉啊？好吧。
No, something isn't right.
这样这2个都不行。啊！可是等于是加那个橘色是可以的，无色，无色又不能马上加。等一下，他是说要加蓝色之后可以马上加橘色吗？可以耶，等于是橘色一定前面都要有一个蓝的意思了。好了，现在第2个满足，第3个我们再加绿色。还是必须后面一定要加无色哦。等等哦，好。如果他的意思是这样的话，我大概知道，试试看。之前都过得去，这一步不相信不过不去。蓝色、橘色一定要先蓝色之后， 然后橘色，然后绿色，哎，不对，橘色后面要无色，哎呦
No, something isn't right.
忘记，无色之后再橘色，可是橘色之后比较好，先做再试试看，蓝色。 橘色，无色，并没有说无色后面一定要什么颜色的。然后绿色，就是蓝色、橘色、无色，不是绿色，是橘。等下我刚刚已经到了橘色了，所以是。 我看橘色之后到了无色之后，绿色、橘色、无色、蓝色不对啊，绿色，然后蓝色、橘色、无色，突然有点忘记了。
No, something is.
对嘛，要第三个要橘色，然后绿色应该就是最后。对，又突然又有点乱掉了。 再一次，先蓝色，然后橘色，然后无色，橘色后面一定要有无色，然后你要橘色前面一定要有蓝色，意思，然后再一次橘色，第四个一定是要橘色，意思是这样。 然后再来就是，可是橘色后面一定要无色，好吧，橘色后面一定要无色。蓝色后面一定要橘色吗？这样。
First condition, second condition, third condition.
哦，那后来就没差了吧？
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning.
好吧，他该不会说蓝色后面一定要橘色吧？也没有，蓝色可以有蓝色或绿色或橘色。好，反正剩最后一个了，那简单。蓝色、橘色、无色。 他会不会突然跟我讲说又不符合规定？肤色、绿色、蓝色、
No, some.
天啊，果然。 哎呦！橘色、无色。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning. First condition. all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
而且是无连结的。无连结的。所以这样子会爆掉了。可是这样要再倒一个橘色哎，这样不对啊。
No, something isn't right. I need
No.
to start.
因为既然比较麻烦，是我已经有点忘记前面是用什么步骤了。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
蓝之后的2个之后是橘色，这个已经。
Third condition. Colorless reagent. I need to prepare a chemical.
蓝，做下笔记好了，哪些试过，哪些不试过。蓝橘5，橘蓝橘乌橘，蓝橘乌橘5。蓝，我记得这个是错的。绿。
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
不符合蓝圈圈橘。为什么不符合蓝圈圈橘这个东西？所以蓝圈圈橘这是一定要的吗？蓝圈圈橘、蓝绿，所以一定要蓝圈圈橘。那
second condition. Third condition.
蓝绿橘，蓝绿不行啊，五色不能先放吧？蓝绿蓝橘 G。这个说不定是后面蓝绿蓝橘，无色，银色，橘色。所以不是一定，那这个如果对了就对了，错了就错了。橘，应该对了吧？这个蓝圈圈橘这个已经符合意思了。
Done.
对了。
Now I can proceed further.
用写的。有点用。
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a.
颜色蛮好看。
I did as you asked and hid them well.
小屋对鞋印。
These boots. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector List.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but...
Well... Tell...
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
You're cute.
The second... Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
because you... I observed your hands. They told me that you... But the most obvious clue presented itself.
All right, you got me. Yeah.
So...
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked, and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're the smart one. But
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee. Locked.
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Madam.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam. Let's see what could be hidden here. Let us see what is in this box.
好，后面结束的大手我都搞定了，这是小 case 哦。情书。
A bundle of letters in a Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were... Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Miss...
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well...
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible.
You believe...
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find...
Leave me alone, please.
Mr. Holmes.
Well... This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found?
We found Patrick
Good.
He lives in a small... Thank you.
那我跟他比腕力。因为我没有按，所以他要给我讲。先设计我也是。
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better...
水手的样子是怎样啦？虽然之前也破过，可是外配啦，至少水手应该不太会戴眼镜吧？是不是？那一定不是灰色头发。应该是拿面服装之类的。
I can't leave here dressed like this.
难不成要穿土匪？
I can't leave here.
你有水手服？哦，好，好，好，水手服。突然想到那个解锁，可能是因为一些特殊事件的解锁。你看起来真的像极了马里奥。
Hello there.
What do you want?
Oh, you've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
Let's start.
Suit.
Come on, baby.在用力耶，他到底哪来那么多力气啊？确实，那种耐力赛比到后面输了会很生气。
I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
好累啊。
I'm ready to try.
Fine.
哦，好帅哦！
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. Of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed.
Black Peter, you...
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant.
I see. Yes.
But you ain't heard the...
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy.
And who what?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Ghazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is. Have you?
Nah.
Always.
Well,
I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod.
Mate.
I'm done here. It's time.
Care to lose another 10 shillings? Care to lose another 10 shillings?
不是你输的吗？我觉得这个人不是坏人，可是除了他还有谁？园丁嘛，我觉得内力根也不是坏人，而且当时出来的时候，内力根的那个答案是错的，不是吗？
My archive. I can always... My archive. My archive.
变回来了。我觉得这能证明他在现场，但是不代表他是凶手。我还是觉得有可能是幸运投掷，没有，应该是说幸运投掷这个说明是理性的，因为就是有这个可能嘛。
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
现在可以找魅力哥吗？还是要去小屋再检查一下
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here?
Mr. Holmes?
It seems that the garden was well maintained. The two... Oh. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Leave me alone.
可是查资料的那个应该不给查。 又不能问。
Rob, someone. This plate, an object was taken. Hammerfest. Brave.
他不给我查。
My archive. My archive. My archive. This is where I keep my.
可是跟他讲话，他也不理人。找到用途，用途。
You met Patrick.
好了，找那个警官看看好了，反正他在，那应该有可能他可以提供线索吧。我记得有事要找他，可是那个号是破案，可是破案又可以直接用按出来，不是吗？
How was he?
No， 这是个没有用的家伙啊。
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea? I'm not.
What am...
These are the suspect. A pen. These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder.
8539。 8539，对啊，等下8532。
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
跟谁对话呀？那是谁的债券？内力跟……哦，对，我之前有走过这一段，记得是要找内力跟说话。
Please.
I was trying to find some information about my father. Yes, these
That's all for now. Well.
What am I doing here?
这么多人在这一边一起找他。那个渔夫呢？全都齐了吗？可是我觉得渔夫没有要杀他的意义不是鱼贩，是鱼叉手。
I'm not saying I'm...
可是那个盒子也没找到啊。 在现场也没有什么意义啊。好吧。试看好了。因为我觉得那个小孩子他。
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who
记
killed
得我这
Black
个
Peter?
当时好像有犹豫。
It was Liam Hurtley.
That doesn't surprise me. I've never seen a guiltier-looking fellow.
He was in love with Judith Carey. It caused a conflict that proved fatal for her husband.
I see. Come on now, let us confront him.
那个时候的那个片尾的特写是拍在那个。
Liam Hurtley, you are formally accused of the murder of Peter Carey. We are aware that you were in love with Carey's wife. He was a violent and irascible man. He needed to be eliminated. You had no qualms.
But that's absurd. I'm innocent.
Well, we caught you, lad.
这样就
The
没的
case
话
is
会觉得很
resolved,
可怕
Inspector.
哎。
I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
他没有认，我们抓到正确的好像都有认，对不对？所以不是他。可是应该不是内力根吧？之前是内力根还是他？应该是内力根。可是我真的觉得不会是内力，可是那个水手他有什么做法可以去？对啊，这也不可能啊。两人合作，哦，两个人也可以的意思，但是不一定是双人。可是为什么？他没有必要杀他啊！如果真的是这个的话，也是这个而已。我真的不会觉得是内力根哎。可是他有什么理由？就是他为什么去找他？他找他是因为他有把柄在他手上嘛？因为他说他看到了他曾经杀过人。哦，对，他宰了那个他爸，他不知道他爸是他宰的啊。他宰了，他看到他杀人的第二天哎。他看到他杀人的瞬间，然后他跑去找他聊，甚至可能是跟他要钱。
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor.
哦，他找他，他可能就是跟他要钱。
Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him.
他可能想找他要钱，然后用那个去威胁他。
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
Telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me.
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
真可爱的家伙，不知道多少人会选择赦免他。好了。还有2个案子，其中有一个超长的，铁轨这个超长，这个也蛮长的。哎呦，然后好想玩新的哦。好，先这样。